Hi, I'm Derek Stanford from the 1st District. This is my legislative assistant, Ehsan. He's the person that you'll be talking to most likely when you call my office. He's very friendly, so please do call if you have anything to talk about. Ehsan and I communicate constantly so that I get all the messages that come through my office, whether it's a phone call, an email, or a letter. The message will get to me, and Ehsan will help you set up an appointment if you'd like to come in and talk to us in person. Let's go into my office and I'll talk about the latest stuff that I've been working on.
Now, I understand you're working on a bill that spurred your interest from a story that you read on the paper, and it's about some debtor issue. Tell me about that, please.
That's right. There's a woman named Janelle Leslie who had a terrible experience where she called the police to her house to deal with an emergency, and they ended up arresting her because they had a warrant for her arrest, which she had no idea about. It stemmed from a previous debt which she thought had been paid. She did not receive sufficient notification about the debt and had no idea that the company had taken her to court and gotten this judgment and had an arrest warrant issued for her. What happens is there's an abuse of our court system by some of the collections agencies. They're essentially hijacking court powers to go after protected assets by asking for bail money to be directly forfeited to the collector. And they're also ending up, in some cases, with people being put in prison not because of a debt, but because of a complicated legal maneuver that results from them having the debt. This is something that's outlawed in our Constitution. We don't put people in prison for having a debt. And so we need to close this loophole and stop this abuse of our court system. There are plenty of ways for collections agencies and other creditors to legally go after debts that are lawfully owed. And this sort of abuse of our court system needs to stop.
How does the bill fix this problem?
So the bill does two things. It requires additional notification to the debtor when a creditor wants to take them to court. One of the main issues here is that debtors often don't know about the debt.
How can you not know about a debt?
Exactly. Imagine if you got a letter in the mail and it said you owed $500 to someone you've never heard of before. Would you take it seriously? Would you go to court? A lot of people just ignore it because they think maybe it's a scam. Well, the creditors don't have to tell you who the original creditor was. They don't have to tell you how you incurred this debt.
So in essence, the debt has been sold.
Yes, the debt usually will be sold sometimes many times over. So the creditor or the collection agency that's coming after you may not even know where that debt came from. They just know that you owe somebody some money and they can't tell you who. And so one of the things that this bill does is it will require them to keep the name of the original creditor so that you can know if it's a legitimate claim. And I think that this will increase participation in the process when people really do owe money. They'll go to court because they'll be notified about this debt. They'll recognize that it is something that they have incurred, as opposed to getting a letter that you just think is a scam and you ignore.
All right, well, thank you very much. We will touch base with you again soon. Take care.
Thank you.